So I want to directly to those who are called to ministry. If you're a minister or an ordained elder, I'll share this with you guys. If you're given an assignment to serve on a Sunday or your midweek service, if in the pit on the mic, I would encourage you to take that responsibility very seriously. And I say this because, of course, a lot of churches are now streaming, they're virtual, and so people all watching your services. And so therefore, really the world is watching in many cases, depending on your church's viewership. So in some cases, you may be getting an assignment that morning because perhaps the person who was assigned for some reason could not be there, and then they have to switch things around. However, as ministers and elders, we should always be prepared to serve and flow effectively, efficiently, and excellently. With that being said, the night before, you should have the mindset of, just in case I have to, let me get a scripture, what it is I'm going to say whether I'm opening up the service with the call to worship, or if I'm reading the scripture, doing a prayer, welcoming visitors, doing whatever the case might be, whatever it is you would normally do at your church. I would say be prepared to do that because you never know when you're going to be called upon. And you're not used to flowing in the pulpit, but they're giving you an opportunity. Of course, we don't expect perfection. However, you should be observing, taking notes, and preparing. So when it is your turn, you do well. For those who have been in ministry for a long time, you've been doing this for years, you may not get as much opportunity depending on your ministry and whether or not they use ministers and elders a lot, if at all, because some ministries don't. You may be a part of a ministry that's considered a mega ministry, and there's a plethora of ministers and elders, and so you're rotated, and so you may not be on the mic as often as others, so you don't get as much opportunity. Those are the times where you really need to still focus on your skill set. And when I say your skill set, as an elder or minister who flows in ministry, you should have a certain skill set. What we do, how we do it, you should know how to do that. And so I will say to you, those who are called to ministry, you have to invest in yourself. And I want to challenge you, if you have recently served in the pulpit, whether it's on a Sunday or your midweek service, pull up that video. Go to your church's social media platform, wherever they post it. Go and see how you did. Evaluate yourself, critique yourself, take some notes. What can you do differently? How can you improve? What did you do well that you will continue to do? Right? So I think that's very important so that you can continue to grow and go to the next level. And elders and ministers, I want to encourage you to know what areas you are strong in and what areas you have opportunity, and focus on your areas of opportunity so that you can sharpen your skills, right? And so I said all that for those of you who don't know, like, you offer a program for ministers and elders. It's technically called Now That You're Ordained. What's next? And of course, that's for, people who have been newly ordained or people who are even seasoned in ministry and still need some help, right, as it relates to flowing in the pulpit and some other things. They cover a gamut of things. And there are 4 eCourses, and you can take them at your leisure, self-paced courses. You go to my website, CyntrelJaneau.com. Focus on developing gifts, your talents, your abilities, and all those things that God has given you so that you can be the best version of yourself whenever you mount any pulpit